Welcome back to Good Morning Boss. Sa puntong ito ay pag-uusapan naman natin kung bakit ba naalarma ang buong mundo. Lalong naalarma dahil na rin dito sa lalong lumalala na away nga hinggil sa pag-aaway nga ng Gaza at gayon na rin ng Israel. Kung saan nga marami na ang mga naapektuhan at gayon na rin ang mga nasasawing mga individual. Lalo na yung mga civilians. Kaya ngayong araw ay makakausap natin ang ilan sa mga representante mula sa Young Moro Professionals Network. Simulan natin sa former YMPM Chair. Walang iba kundi si Ms. Baybon Sangit. Good morning again.
Good morning.
At kasama rin natin ang YMPN Outreach Co-Convener, Jasmine Ali. Good morning. At ang Moraito D1 member, walang iba kundi si Sir Sinawe Kali Mamao.
Good morning.
Magandang umaga po. Okay, so simulan po muna natin para mas maintindihan ng mga boss natin yung issue na to. Magandang may historical perspective po muna tayo. So, kailan po ba nagsimula, sir, itong kaguluhan sa Gaza?
Actually, matagal na itong issue. The Palestinian-Israel conflict started in 1948 when the State of Israel was declared. Din naiwan yung mga Palestinian natin, mga kapatid. Tapos itong Gaza ay mga refugees ito after the war. Then they are part of the Palestinian people driven away after the declaration of the State of Israel in 1948. Ang 1948, nandiyan yung UN Resolution number 181 that declared the partition of British Mandate on Palestine, yung pagdideklaran ng State of Israel and State of Palestine. Kaya lang ang nangyari, ang dineclare lang ng United Nations ay ang State of Israel. Naiwan po ang Arab Palestine. So, diyan po nagsimula ang gulo na yan.
Okay, tama. May dagdag po kayo?
Yeah, and then of course we know that before the creation of State of Israel, there were about 700,000 Palestinians as compared to 20,000 Jews in Palestine. And so siguro kung doon medyo nag-umpisa yung kaguluhan na yun. But most recently, nag-umpisa ito sa yung tatlong kabataang Hudyo na kinidnap na immediately Prime Minister Netanyahu accused the Hamas as the culprit behind the kidnap.
Tapos doon na po lalong tuminding away.
Opo,
This was in the 1940s?
The latest one kasi. Kung babalikan natin yung sobrang mahaba yung
story.
So, kumbaga parang nagpapatong-patong na lang yung mga
patong yan. At saka, naka-28 na sila na pag-uusap na lahat naman na-stalled, walang nangyari, walang na-accomplish, kundi nag-ceasefire lang, mamuhay ng ganon, and then, wala lang.
Nabanggit niyo po yung Hamas. Ano po ba yung Hamas sa may Gaza?
Ito kasi in 2006, Hamas was legitimately elected as the representative of Palestinian Authority. So, syempre nung sila na-elect, antimano, ayaw naman ito ng Israel kasi nga terrorist group daw yon, etc. etc. So sa akin kasi, kung yun yung inelect ng mga taong yun, kung democratic yung pag-uusapan natin, why would you not recognize it?
Yes.
Hindi naman ikaw ang nag-elect niyan, di ba? So sa akin, I think paggalang lang o respeto doon sa mga desisyon ng mga nakakarami.
Okay. So from 1940s up until now, that's more than 60 years already.
Yes,
so bakit po ba sa tingin natin lalong tumahaba or tumatagal pa itong away na to? Siguro from the perspective of the youth. Bakit kaya ganun?
So bilang tagapagrepresenta po ng mga kabataan, ang nakikita po kasi namin ngayon is that there is an absence on the actions of the United Nations themselves. Because if we're going to take a look at it, it has been an ongoing conflict since the 1948. Because going back, the United Nations actually only recognized the state of Israel. And then what happened is that they have allocated 55% of the land to the Jewish refugees from Europe. So what happened during that time is that there were some clamors in the part of the Palestinians as to why the 30% of the population gets more than 55%
Yes,
of their land. And as a matter of fact, Palestinians were there even before the existence of the refugees. So it's like more, they have territorial claim as well. And then United Nations has actually been overlooking on the fact that there is actually a legitimate resistance on the part of the Palestinians. And so I think as well, Israel seems to be untouchable on for the United Nations. Primarily, the United Nations has stated that there must be, if they are going to actually get involved with the conflict right now, what will happen is that there might be further conflict. So that's what they say that they are trying to avoid.
Yes.
But with the 80% casualties that has, this
Most
is
are
just
civilians.
recent. Yes. And
children.
And children.
Yeah, so that's why I think it's the lack of primarily, it's the lack of action from the international community. So that's why we are here to lobby actually as part
Okay.
of the youth organization that the civil society and the international community must intervene
Alright.
in the safest way possible and the soonest time.
Sige, balikan natin later sa United Nations kasi marami na rin tayong pag-usapan hinggil
Opo.
doon. Siguro balikan po natin kasi meron din kumakalat na mga infographic video sa social media, let's say in Facebook, na pinag-uusapan din yung issue nga sa territorial claim na before, kumbaga yung Israel, talagang maraming mga Palestinians talaga na nakakalat. Pero ngayon, nasa Gaza Strip na lang sila and other
West
places.
Bank, sa
So
Golan
sa tingin niyo,
Heights.
sir, bakit po ba sobrang laking issue up until now yung sa territorial claims mismo?
Kasi ang nangyari noon na there are a series of war from 1948. There was a 1967 war against Israel and the Arabs. Yung Arabs ay yung nakapalibot sa Israel na mga countries. Yung Jordan, Egypt, Syria, and Lebanon.
Yes.
Tapos there was in the Arab-Israeli war in 1978. So, driven away ang mga Palestinians out of their lands. They spread out in Lebanon, Syria, and part of Jordan. So, yun ang malaking issue doon because in 1967, there is a resolution for the demarcation of Palestine land and Israel. Sinabi ng United Nations, ito ang nasa Israel, tapos ito ang Palestinian
Okay.
lands, pero hindi nirespeto ng Israeli government.
Okay.
So, tama si sister na ang problema ay parang walang control ang United Nations
So, may
toward
lack
the
of
Israeli government.
Okay. Alright. So, ngayon na-establish na natin mga boss, no, kung ano ba yung pwede natin makakuha hinggil sa historical perspective. Ngayon, of course, we need to be proactive. Ano ba yung pwede natin magawa na peaceful solutions hinggil dito? Kahit na more than 60 years na. Ma'am,
Yes.
tingin nyo, ano ba?
Una siguro magkaroon talaga ng unconditional ceasefire. Hindi yung nag-ceasefire ka ganun, tapos babarilin mo, sasagot yun sa kabila. Kasi hindi mo, sa akin, ang nakikita ko, pagka sinabing ceasefire, dapat both side will stop shooting rockets, no?
Hindi po ba yung nangyari ngayon, ma'am?
Actually. Tapos, ang nakakatawa nga, sabi ni PM Netanyahu, mag-ano daw yung parang ceasefire, pero there is no hindi pipigilan yung pagpasok ng mga Israeli sa
Sa Gaza.
IDF sa Gaza. So hindi naman siguro makatarungan yun. Plus sa akin din naman maiintindihan natin na yung demand ni Prime Minister Netanyahu because there was they found mga tunnels na ginawa ng mga Hamas. And sa akin kasi sa mga pinupost ko sa media, dapat lang na gumawa sila ng tunnels. I was able to visit Gaza in 2000.
How was it before compared now?
It was really a horrible
Place.
checkpoint. My goodness. Siguro mga 2 oras nasa lang kami. Nasa checkpoint kami.
Sa border.
Oo, tapos talagang the routinary question it's really maddening paulit-ulit. What is your name? Bakit ka nandito? Anong gagawin mo? Sinong nakausap mo? Pagbalik mo, paglalabas na kayo sa Gaza, ganun na
Ganun
naman. What is your name? Para bang sabi ko, ako naman yung kanina, bakit tatanungin ka, anong ginawa mo? Sinong nakausap mo? Anong pinag-usapan nyo?
Okay.
So, isipin mo na lang kami, ang ang kasama namin yung coordinator, at that time si Major Amos. Kung kami, we are representing their government as their guest,
Yes.
and we have military with us, umabot pa kami ng 2 oras sa borderline. Isipin mo yung Palestinian who has to be in the checkpoint at least before 3 o'clock in the morning, kasi nga ang katakot-takot na paulit-ulit na tanong. Tapos, by the time na natapos ang tanong mo, 8:00 na nasa borderline ka pa, and you are working in Israel. Ako, alam mo ba na before going there, sobra akong lahat yata ng mga Jew movies. My favorite hero, sabi ko, grabe, si Golda Meir. Kasi nga, di ba, ang tapang-tapang niya. Parang with the 1967 war, talagang niya yung, according to my, parang tinalo niya ang Egypt, ang ganon.
Yes.
So, yun yung, brave, etc. But when I was there, and I witnessed the difficulties,
Na pinagdadaanan ng mga
pinagdadaanan ng Palestinian. Talaga para akong binuhusan. I was so ashamed of myself.
Mas naintindihan nyo upfront.
Oo, kaya nga sabi ko, since then, I will make it a point na, to speak for them.
Okay.
Hindi naman sa galit ako sa Jew. I love them. In fact, sabi ko nga, this is, napaka-industrious. At
Yes.
4 o'clock in the morning, gising na sila, nasa farm, up to 8:30, by 9 o'clock, nasa office, and then paglabas ng 4 o'clock, back to farm.
Alright.
That one, sabi ko, amazing. They work around the clock.
Okay.
Ayun.
Sa palagay po ba ninyo, ano pa yung pwedeng mangyari kung hindi maaksyonan agad na matigilan itong kaguluhan sa Gaza? Ano pa ibang implications or consequences na maaaring mangyari? Well, aside from the fact na talagang sobrang daming civilians and children yung namamatay sa Gaza.
Actually, this will be spread out across the Middle East.
Lalawak siya.
Lalawak siya because if you remember, the Hezbollah is kaalyado ng Hamas. Pwede magsumiklab dun sa kabilang parte ng Israel. Then on the border between Syria and Israel, pwede natin sabihin, they are also now in gunpoint. Pwede sumiklab ito. At saka marami na nagbigay ng pahayag na after Ramadan, they will find ways how to help their brothers Palestinian in Gaza. So, maraming implication ito sa buong mundo, hindi lang sa Middle East, pati na dito sa Pilipinas.
Okay. Now, let's talk about United Nations. Kasi syempre, sila yung may pinaka-control na ngayon, especially the international community. May mga videos din na mga pinakalat sa social media na syempre, medyo disappointed yung ibang mga civilians from Gaza, even yung ibang supporters ng Gaza na medyo tahimik yung international community.
Yes.
So, siguro from the perspective of the youth, ano ba yung kailangan na maging hakbang ng United Nations? Especially, a while ago, we were talking na there are more than 200 resolutions pala na hindi pa na-implement. So, anong thoughts mo dito?
Okay, so first of all kasi po, for the international community to work, they must know what the main problem is.
Okay.
So I think there must be some peace talks between the parties involved, and then they must come up with a fair and democratic resolution. So what we see as a viable resolution to this conflict, there are actually 2 or 3 maybe. First of all is the territorial resettlement. They have to talk about it peacefully, and also another one is coming up of the 2 states. For the United Nations and for the international community to recognize the right to self-determination of the Palestinians, and also for Israel to recognize that right as well. And then another one is a federal system wherein the rights of the of the Palestinians will not be overlooked. So I think with the passing of the previous 200 resolutions, they also must reinforce this one to the Israeli government, because this is no longer a fight, of the Muslims. This is a fight. This is not a religious conflict, by the way. It's a socio-political conflict.
All right.
And then, so even people from all over the world are actually protesting
Yes.
for it. So that's why I think it's a good thing that we put pressure on the international community to come up with those viable resolutions.
Okay. Ano ba yung role ng Pilipinas dito? Ano ba yung at stake sa atin dito? Lalo na, do we have siguro mga kababayan sa Gaza?
Yes.
Okay.
Oo.
Malaki ang role dito ng Pilipinas dahil we are member of the United Nations.
Okay.
So, we have a voice in the
We voted
Yes, the creation of Israel.
Yeah.
Okay.
We are also, we voted as at saka maraming OFW sa Gaza and the whole Palestine at saka sa Israel na naapektuhan ngayon. So, the Philippine government shall act
Okay.
as a part of the United Nations or the international community to resolve this issue.
Okay. So yan, talagang nakikita natin mga boss na talagang, gaya nga nang nabanggit kanina, hindi lang siya religious conflict, it's a socio-political conflict. So, as we end now, no, ano ba yung magagawa natin, especially as netizens? Recently, ang daming mga nagtitrend na hashtag support Gaza, hashtag free Palestine. With this social media, ano ba yung change na maaari natin magawa para magambala siguro yung nananahimik na international community? Siguro, this will be our final message as we end our interview.
Ako on my part, palagi kong tinitweet yung ng UN na pakinggan naman yung side ng Palestinians because more than the conflict itself, there are more than 3 million Palestinians na talagang na diaspora naman So sana makabalik sila sa kanilang in Palestine, and if UN were able to create East Timor that fast, bakit naman itong Palestine ang tagal-tagal? At saka siguro more than the UN, kasi naman magalit na kung sinong dapat magalit. I feel that our United Nations becomes a mere rubber stamp of US.
Okay.
Hindi na sila yung nag-iisip ng para sa buong
The United
mundo,
Nations.
kundi para lang sa kung ano yung magiging dikta ng Amerika. In fact, sabi ko nga, lahat naman ng ginagamit ng Israel na pamamatay sa ating kababayan, our fellow human. Yan po ay nanggaling sa 3 billion military aid ng Amerika sa Israel.
Thank you.
Alright, so at this point in time, yung kwan po ng mga netizens, kagaya ng sinabi nila, is the creation of awareness. As a matter of fact, there is an absence of portraying of the media on what is reality in the western part of the world. Especially if we do not know, in London, 10,000 people, supporters of Palestinian, marched to BBC because they made a protest that reality is not being represented here. So that's why we needed in the social media,
Yes.
we needed the voice of those, the youth, of the international community. Even celebrities have tweeted about this
Yes.
because they need to know the truth.
Alright.
So this is the most important
Thank you.
thing about it.
Okay, sir, final message?
Yes, the netizens shall be active on this issue so that we can push the people there sitting in the United Nations and the powers that be, the 5 members of the Security Council, to act on this, to put the end to the Israeli-Arab conflict as soon as possible.
Alright. Ayan, so marami na tayong mga nalaman hinggil sa direct perspective ng ating mga kapatid na Muslim hinggil nga dito sa kaguluhan sa Gaza, at tayong mga netizens sa buong mundo, ang maaari natin gawin ay talagang paingayin yung issue para siyempre mapakinggan ng United Nations at matigilan na itong kaguluhan sa Gaza dahil napakaraming mga civilians at mga kabataan ang namamatay. Kaya maraming salamat po, nakasama muli natin ang former YMPN Chair, walang iba kundi si Ms. Baybon Sangid, ang YMPN Outreach Co-Convener Ms. Jasmine Ali, at ang Moriato D1 member, walang iba kundi si Sir Sinawe Kali Mamao. Maraming salamat po sa inyo at sana nga matigilan na itong kaguluhan sa Gaza.